you're part of the solution. I mean, you're educating people, and you're right. It is an economic problem. There's a systemic problem that has created an economic problem, right? The economic problem creates an organizational problem and an infrastructure problem. What aspect do you think is more, this is a question, what aspect do you think is more impactful? Is it getting people aware, of their financial education and of that literacy? Or is it getting people engaged and involved in the business as professionals to help others increase their financial literacy?
Both.
Both. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
We need the knowledge. There's so many Facebook financial professionals. I've never seen so many with no certification, no license, telling people what to do.
Yeah.
We have to get educated so that we can make better informed decisions.
Right.
For those who are in need of opportunities, there's something that we're calling right now. Remember that Great Resignation? 17.9 million people have walked away from their jobs. What are they going to do, Rod? They're going to go work at the mall. They're going to go work at fast food, a grocery store. Where are they going to work that's going to provide them, with this type of income and cash flow? And there's enough room, because statistics show that in 2022 alone, that there's a great number of agents are retiring because they're aging out, right? So we have to be able to replace those.
That's right.
So there's enough room for everybody. And so if we're going to change those numbers, why not get more of us into the industry? It only makes sense. What else are you going to do? See, we always complain, and we don't want to do what it really takes to get to that next level, because I hear it every day. Oh, I don't want to do that. I can't speak like you, or I don't know. I didn't speak like this in the beginning. I didn't know this information. I had to learn it.
That's right.
It's something that I didn't know it, but after you get into it and you see it, I just fell in love with something that I can change people's lives.
That's right.
I fell in love with the idea that, wow, this is how people leave legacies of generational wealth. Is this easy? This is it?
Yeah.
But in most people's mind, Rod, they're not willing to do what it really takes. And that's make a decision. Stop making excuses. The world is not interested in excuses, only results.
That's it. And you mentioned, just a tool that, you mentioned it earlier in our conversation. You said the IUL. You said IUL, right? So someone, right? So someone listening like, well, what was IUL? What does that mean?
Let me tell you something that you need to know. You need to know it because wealth management companies are using it today as a wealth management tool. See, we shy away from life insurance. People think, oh, life insurance. I have life insurance. I don't want life insurance. I'm not talking about your grandmama's life insurance. I'm talking about a tool, an option for you to be able to build wealth, to have a supplement for your retirement. Now, it's not for everybody, okay? So that's why you have to have options. So, no disrespect for any other companies. Y'all only sell one product. I have a lot of different products because every client is going to be totally different. Mm-hmm. If you're not the IUL client, no problem. I have something else for you. Yeah. Everybody is not going to be for the IUL, but for those who can, you want to create your own bank. You want to have a place where you can put money away to supplement your income and for your retirement or for your legacy, whatever it is that you want to do. For my business owners who want to put money in a place where you can save on your taxation. If you file right, if your business is set up right, then your business can pay for this. There's so many advantages that we don't know about because we have the lack of education, and we will not even take the time to get educated.
That's right. And that's Index Universal Life, for those who are listening. And you speak to that, and that kind of is one of the reasons I was asking about the question. Hey, is it more beneficial for people to become engaged in clients, or is it more beneficial to get involved in the industry and then educate others? It is both. You're right. It is both. And products like that IUL, which allow you to leverage really the insurance companies money and interest that you're going to be able to receive that's far higher than any banking institution, that can be utilized as a financial vehicle, not even as a death benefit, unless that's what you're doing, along with some of the new legislation that's coming out.
That's just a bonus.
Right, that's a bonus, right?
That's just a bonus. But
right.
You need to use this and see how it works. Most people have never even heard of it. And Rod, I'm like, you've never heard of this? He's like, no. I'm like, oh my gosh, you got to see this. Wow. But you have to be open-minded enough. So yes, the education is something that we need so that we can know our options. And if you're never educated about this and you don't take the time, I tell you, if one more person tell me that I don't have time, I'm so busy, take the time out, ladies and gentlemen, to learn these things. You will thank us later. Even if you don't, I tell people, even if you don't want to be in the industry, no problem. Just learn. You know, Dr. George C. Fraser, you know what he says? He says he wanted to know more about insurance, so he went and got an insurance license. Hello.
Hey, look, if you want to know, you got to go.
You got to go. You gotta go. Or at least go. Look, at least come to our classes, because we offer comprehensive, workshops, and get online. They're offered 5 times a week, Monday through Friday. Check this out, Rod. 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Central Standard Time, 7 o'clock in the evening, and 9 o'clock. And people still say that they don't have time. See, let me tell you something. The knowledge is power, right? But it's the application of knowledge which is even more powerful. You still have to apply what you learn.
It's true.
And if you never apply it, nothing is going to happen. See, it's not the education that changes our lives. It's the implementation.
Thank you. Lots of quotes in this interview. Lots of quotes. Let me ask you a question, because I mean, it sounds like, you know, even before you got into insurance, you were still passionate about being of service. You know, how do you feel? Okay, now that you have the license, right, and you're helping people get educated, you're helping people get into the business, you're helping them become experts in their own right. How do you feel your life has changed since you've gotten your insurance license, since you've gotten into this industry?
Wow. You know, like, I've always taught people and talked to people about finances, not even know that I would be here where I am today doing this and getting paid to do it. It's changed me and my husband's life, because we make a great income, but we, you know, like everybody else, if you don't know what to do with the money, then what happens? You spend the money. The more money you make, the more money you spend. And so now, you know, our foundation looks much better. We have more life insurance, our debt, we don't have very much debt, you know, and, you know, our investments are going up, our emergency fund. See, one thing we were talking about this the other day. We were talking about how inflation has really gone up, right? But we're still going out to eat. We're still buying the things that we want and the things that we need. We're still able to travel and do those things. So it's what the industry has been able to do for me and my family. Our investments look good. We travel. We do. Nothing has changed in our life. Even in the pandemic, it was the best time in business for me. Yeah. When people were at their worst, Rod, I can say it was the best time in business for me. Because for the first time, people were calling me scared, because they know they needed to do something. They know they should have done something a long, long time ago. But now it makes our job a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Because they see that it's real and life can happen. And in a blink of an eye, you can lose a loved one. You can lose your income. There's so many things that we have to do. And I think that the last 2 years, if it hasn't taught us anything, it's taught us like it's time for us to get our lives in order financially. It is time to hit that reset button and do some things that you never thought that you would have to do, that you know you need to do them. And a lot of people, Rod, you and I both know that they know some of this information. They may not know it all, but a lot of this stuff they know, but they still won't do what they need to do.
Won't take the action steps, because you're getting hit with information all over the place now. There's so much info out there, but you know, it's all of it. But you know, for every person like you Toni, who is speaking to the education, or even, to myself, or what we're doing in this platform, there's other distractions as well, right? It's like there's other messaging which are really promoting, wastefulness, right? And just a lack of care and respect, for, your finances, or your future, right? Or your foundation, or your stability. It's about now, instant gratification, what's going to work today. Even in our business, right? It's like, you can start, and I remember a mentor told me a quote, gave me a quote a long time ago, said, look, you're underpaid for the first 5 years and you're overpaid for the rest of your life, right? Because you're working, you're working in insurance, you're building renewals, but you're not getting renewals initially, right? You're working towards that, and people want things right now, right? So, how do you address that with a younger person, right? Because the industry is aging out, right? So how do you address that with a younger person that has so many other temptations, distractions, options? They're hearing about crypto, the next real estate thing, whatever that's going to be, NFTs. How do you address that when speaking to a young person about entering this industry?
Well, I honestly just tell them my story. And I think that if we would share more of our stories, that perhaps that we can connect on their level. I have a 26-year-old daughter, and I know that they're the microwave generation, right? They want things like yesterday. They don't want to do the things that we do. But I want them to know their options. And I don't care what you do. You still need the insurance. I tell people wealthy people have insurance.
Absolutely.
They have insurance to protect their assets and the things that they work so hard for. And it's not that you can't have that. Nobody's saying that you can only have one thing. Make sure that your portfolio is diversified. And again, that goes back to these young people, speaking to them as getting educated. Do it now while you're young and you're healthy. Don't wait until you're older and now it's costing, or maybe you're uninsurable. Get as much as you can get today. So it's just, again, the education and having that conversation with them. Most of these kids, they don't know that they're going to need, when we were growing up, like $1 million, you'll be okay. These kids are going to need $2 to $2.5 million to retire. And you tell me which organization, what company, what corporate American job is going to give that to them?
Nope. Not for $5 a gallon in gas.
Right. Right? So, and really just having that conversation and building, again, it's really, for me, Rod, it goes back to building that relationship with them and talking on their level. Don't talk at them. They talk to them. Let's have these conversations. We should have more of these conversations anyway. Yeah. We don't have enough of these, wealth or building generational wealth conversations, in our community. We're always the number one consumer. We want to talk about what we bought, what we drive, what we wear, where we're going, but we don't talk about what we're going to do. Like, I recently saw an article with a mother for her kid's birthday. She gifted him some houses and $10,000, Yeah, I want to hear more stories about, what we're doing to help these kids in their future, because we're not always going to be here. So, no, money is not everything, but being broke ain't either.